Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Hope it's wonderful. Everything here is great. And today, I got a notification on my phone, and I opened it, and I looked at it, and I reflected on it. And it was one of those moments where I really had to stop and give pause to my past, or I had to reflect. It was a reflection moment, and it was a good thing. It was a very good thing, because what my phone reminded me of today is that on this day 8 years ago, I got to unpack and set up my new table saw, which I had purchased on this day 4 years ago, 2018. And thinking about that moment in time, looking at the pictures of me, 40 pounds heavier with a big bushy beard, setting up this table saw, it really felt almost surreal, right? I had to stop and reflect on the people who have made my life, who have made a huge impact on my life over the past 4 years, over the past 6 years. We're approaching the 6-year anniversary of this show. And of course, those people are you. Those people are the friends that have stuck by me through so much of my life that was very, very difficult. And those friends that helped me acquire this table saw. Now, thinking about 4 years ago, March 8th, 2018, wanting to buy a new saw. At that point in time, I had this little rickety table saw that was like an aluminum body saw with like a 14-inch wide table on this metal stand my dad welded together that was rickety. It was super scary and sketchy to use. I hated it. And I really wanted to do more quality woodworking, but I couldn't afford the tools. Thinking at that time that I wanted to buy a $500 table saw, that was so far out of reach for me. I can't even put it into words how far out of reach $500 was for me 4 years ago. It was, that would have literally been years of saving, right? It would have taken me client jobs, side work, really hustling to put together $500 to buy a table saw, and it just was something I simply could not do. And I talked about it on the show, and several of you decided that you wanted to help me buy the saw, and several of you gave me money to help buy me this saw. And I'm thinking about all of the times I've used this saw over these past 4 years, and especially recently, how much fun I've had down here working in the shop, how much I've really enjoyed putting projects together down here. It all comes back to 4 years ago. I had a group of friends that have rode out a terrible year with me. 2017, March of 2017, through that fall into the following year when we bought this saw, was a terrible year for me, and you guys rode it with me, right? You were there for me. You were there through a lot of the most terrible moments of my life and helped me through all of that, and then decided that I was worth your money, like your faith in me. You said, let's buy a saw and let's put it to use. What will it take? And reflecting on all of that, really, like, I welled up. Like, I'm welling up right now. I don't think it comes across very, I am full of emotion right now, because it's been a crazy ride, and where I am right now, $500 isn't scary anymore. It's still a lot of money, and I would take a long pause before deciding to spend $500, but that's not an out-of-reach sum of money anymore, you know? I told you back then, I told you 4 years ago that $20 was an out-of-reach sum of money. I was $20 away from disaster, and several of you decided that I needed your help, and you helped me. Even just a couple of years ago, when I was going through divorce, I had several of you reach out to me and help me through that process, financially help me through that process, give me the ability to be free of that whole process. And boy, does that feel surreal. right? It feels, I guess blessed is the word I would like to say, but not in some sort of religious fashion, just blessed in the sense that I have found a group of friends that are willing to put it on the line for me. Or, I know that for some of you, $500 isn't a big deal. That's just okay. Have $500. That's not a thing. For me, that's a massive amount of money that I was able to essentially crowdsource through a small YouTube following, through meeting a lot of you in person and hanging out together and becoming really good friends with a lot of people who have the means to help. And so looking back on this, looking back at the last 4 years, looking back at the projects that I've made, the project I'm still making, the projects I will forever make on that saw. Even if I were to go buy another table saw, I think I would keep this one just as my other saw, right? I would have it as that saw that I can't let it go because it means so much to me. It's had such an impact on my life. It's allowed me to make things for loved ones. It's allowed for me to make things for friends that I could not have made. I could not have made with comfort on my old saw or with ease on my old saw. And it's allowed me to spend countless hours down here enjoying craft that I couldn't afford to do on my own. And I have all of you to thank for that. I mean, regardless of whether you personally donated money or you just watch videos and click on ads, or you click on one of my affiliate links and go to Amazon and buy some stuff and I get $10. That's so huge, right? It's such a massive thing. And I don't like asking. I've never been the person that asks when I need help, right? And especially for something like that, saying, will you please give me money so I can buy a new table saw? No. Like, will you please give me money because I can't afford groceries? I'll ask for that, right? But I'm not going to ask for... I don't ask for anything. I think, it's been a very long time since I've asked you to subscribe, or I've asked you to buy something from me, or I've asked you to, do anything other than just be my friend. And I think that I've been really lucky to find people who don't easily give up on me, even though I easily give up on myself. And I appreciate you for that. I think more than you realize. So, 4 years I've had the saw now, and I still love it. It's still a great saw. It's not the it wouldn't be my choice if I had unlimited income, but for the income that I have, for the space that I have, for the kind of projects that I do, it's an absolutely beautiful, perfect saw for me. So thank you for that. Thank you all. It means so much. And again, we're coming up on 6 years of this. That's pretty cool too. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. I hope you know that. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is Levant. It is a noun meaning the countries on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Ties between Western Europe and the Levant were first established during the Crusades. Levant, Levant. I'm not great at global geography. What, Eastern Mediterranean, would that be like the Afghanistan, Iraq kind of thing? I'm not really positive. That's a very new word to me. I've never heard anything like that.